Come on, Demon Army! Let's fight! Let's do this! Ah! We're getting right in there. We're going right in there, you guys. We're not... Oh, I gotta heal my troops. We're not gonna finish them off in this part. Probably. We might. I don't know. I don't know what the timing's gonna be here. Kentaro, Scout, come on, man. You got this. It's alright if... It's okay if Kentaro fucks up when he's scouting, because it doesn't matter if he falls into the enemy's troops, you know? He can just get out, you know? He's Kentaro. You know, I've found it interesting looking at the monster units, you know? I look at them, and I like that I can see how they feel towards Rance, and I like that some of them are normal, and that they don't hate him. That's very interesting to me. And I also like that they gave a bongo drum unit counterattack too. I don't understand why. I don't even think they counterattack. They just sit there. But that's a rare skill, you know? 2 units have that. 2 units in the whole game have that skill. And a bongo drum unit has that. That's like rubbing salt in all of my wounds. You know, it's just... It doesn't do anything for those guys. But like, counterattack 2 belongs to Moriteru and Shimazu Yoshihisa. That's it. They're the only people who have that in the game, I think. Maybe Nogiku has it. No, she has auto heal. So yeah. Alright, there we go. The more you know. Yeah, do this. I don't want the bongos hitting me, as you know. Goddamn, they're out of there. Good shit, right? Well, yeah, it is. On the map there was a Frozen Slave Still event that I'm going to do, and a lot of commanders are 7 out of 7 affection right now. I don't know if I'm going to finish all of those up. Certainly, it would be unreasonable to finish some of them, but and also meaningless to finish several. Like Dosan-chan is 7 out of 7, but she doesn't even benefit from being a higher level. She doesn't get a single benefit if I utilize that, so I probably just won't. And then I have to look at a few other things. But, it's going well, you guys. The pace I've taken with these last few segments is great. I love it. Not a whole lot to comment on in this battle, actually. That's an unfortunate situation that, you know, it's been increasing in consistency. There's less and less and less and less to talk about in these battles, especially against the Demon Army, because, you know, what do they have? I killed one of the last interesting people, Utomo Sorin. You know, he's dead. Okay, Agareda is still out there, but I've got one more fight in Demon Army territory after this one, and it's a capital, so she's probably not going to be there. You know, it's just, there's less to do, less to talk about. And I'd like to emphasize this one last time before I will never say it again in the rest of this Let's Play. Things that I've missed and excluded in this Let's Play, I will include in another one somewhere down the road. So don't worry about missed content. I'll work to the best of my ability to show everything to you guys. It's important to me. So you know. But that's the last time I'll be saying that. Or mentioning it. And of course he lives at 30 health and gets a single going. And dies from a counterattack. He doesn't die from a counterattack. I would be a bad commenter for football. And other things. Probably. We'll do this here. You know, there's an H scene with Frozen Sill. I'm just kidding. Why would I say that? It's so obviously a lie. You know, it's not even worth pursuing. It's not even worth trying to convince you guys that it's even possible to be true. But, you know. Rance is slowly accepting the scenario. But, he's dreaming about her, you know? He's dreaming about Sill. At the tea house. Where, well, they didn't first meet at the tea house, but Sill said it was like a honeymoon, and he's basically reliving one of the first parts of the game. And Rance's situation with Sill all comes back to what Nobunaga said previously, you know? Once you, you know the quote. I don't remember word for word, but once you know what it is, it's already gone. Once you've had it and you've lost it, you miss it. You don't miss it until, you know, you've had it taken away. So that's how Rance feels about Sill, and he doesn't really reflect on Nobunaga. He's not like, oh yeah, that Nobunaga guy, he was pretty smart. I could have learned a lot from him. He doesn't even bring the guy back up, really. You know, he's Rance. He probably doesn't really remember what Nobunaga said. I mean, it showed the flashback earlier, but I mean, you know, it's just Rance. And you know, he goes through those phases, you know, what is it? Bargaining, despair, acceptance, all that bullshit. Kind of. I mean, he doesn't really, but he kind of does. What else do I have here? Oh, I didn't go to the temple, did I? The sex change temple. That's somewhere around here. It might be in this territory, actually. In any case, it'll show up sometime. Yeah, I'll do it. We'll fight the last Shogun here. We'll take him out, and then I'll clean up some story elements. It doesn't matter what's not Ando. Fucking mix up Ando and Son one time and see what happens. I dare you. You know? Food for real life. Okay, both my tacticians are gonna go. I'm going to need Senime? Oh, this could be a bad idea, actually. Kenshin will go there. This will be fine. This will be fine. This shouldn't be an issue. And the Shoguns, they grow. You know, they don't stay the same size. I don't believe they. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I meant to cast a Shikigami. Oops. Well, this could end poorly then. We'll see. It wouldn't be the worst thing possible. I mean, I haven't had to refight either of the other Shoguns, which is ridiculous. I couldn't believe that when it happened. But, judging by how hard that demon hit, it's not the worst thing in the world to have, you know, blown my Son cooldown like that. And, the Shogun did that? I had no idea the Shoguns could do what that Shogun just did. By the way, I did not know that. So, I didn't know Shoguns could time advance. That's important. Maybe only this Shogun can, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Shoguns had different skills. I mean, I looked at the other Shogun's skill set, and the very first one, I looked at his skill set. He didn't have time advance, so it must be unique to this one. Which is totally reasonable and everything, since the last Shogun fight should have a time killer with 4 flags, which means he can use waste time twice, and the Shogun should have it, so it's almost completely impossible. That would be fair, right? Yeah, definitely. But, heavy sarcasm, obviously. I'm hoping to annihilate the 2 weak ones in the front with Natori, and, sweep on through and hit some of the softer back row units. I don't have to worry about any more time advances, which is good, because if I did, it would be completely impossible to win, and even now it's going to be risky. Considering the weak deployment and the fuck-up I had with Son at the beginning, I can't believe I did that, but I did. Not a huge problem. Kill this. And, I'm gonna be able to win. It's gonna work out. Last time you hear this kickin' music, very good music. I have to admit, that's one of the reasons I love this game so much. Music's a big deal to me, and the music in this game never, ever for a second disappointed me. It was always good. Every single track in this game is amazing, and that definitely deserves some kind of acknowledgement. And I saved it for closer to the end of the game to do that, but I love the music in this game a lot. Can't emphasize it enough. Yeah, it has a very epic feel. And all games that I love have good music. And, you know, god damn, it just keeps happening. Look at how close this is going to be, folks. Oh my god. Back row's really brilliant. Front row's got some less brilliant people. Look at that. That is a good finish, isn't it? Oh, man. Oh, let's watch that castle convert. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And Rance, while he wasn't in the battle, he's ready for the women. And all of these shoguns think that they're very powerful warriors, and that they can deal with Rance, while in reality, none of them can touch the guy. He solos all the Shoguns, and I had assumed the Shoguns would be strong people. That's obviously not the case. The Shogun goes down as well. There is no H scene here, but the Shogun meets the same fate as their brethren. I think all of the Shoguns were male. They just happened to have women trapped inside of them. I don't actually know the exact situation, but they'll have weird little mustachionoid people in their heads. So I'm thinking those are the actual Shoguns. Yeah. But Rance gets his reward, and that was the last important Demon Army territory. There is no other special thing that happens if you snuff out the rest of the Demon Army. Other than having access to what's in the territories, like Shikoku. I'd be able to go ahead and get Kentaro 5 more levels. I'm not doing that, however. I am ending my turn. And that's it. Following my next turn, have access to the end of the game. That's that's important. That's really important, saying that aloud. It's not like I haven't beaten the game before, but I'm gonna totally disregard this. Probably. Actually, let me scout it. If Agarate is there, it's gonna be tough for me to no, not doing it. I don't have a tactician, so we're not doing it. We're never gonna know what was in that fight. Some USA monsters joined the Demon Army in their last moments of life. Ichiji is still growing because he's dissatisfied with life. He hasn't found his higher calling, so he will grow and grow and grow, taller and taller and taller, until he can reach that higher calling with his bare hands. That's what he does. They just beat this shit out of him, and he's a lot less interesting than the Soulbinder, in my opinion. But that's as big as he gets right there for the CG. Just fills up the whole screen. This is the last one that you see. And then after this, you need to actively start stopping him, or you get a game over. There should be a dialogue related to that in the coming scene here. And we'll let it go. All that gold I have saved isn't important. All the items I have saved aren't really important. And for you, when you come to the end of the game, there will be a lot of unfinished character details on your first playthrough, no doubt. Obviously, I've only character cleared a few people. One of them is Son. I don't even recall the other ones. He may be the only person I've character cleared. And on your first playthrough, don't be surprised by that. Especially if you're at all like me and you haven't really prioritized the character clears. I've focused more on gameplay. You have to remember, this is still a VN, the emphasis is still on the dialogue and what the characters are saying. So, I personally think that, in a turn, you should be talking to people more than you should be fighting. And to finish your first playthrough before turn 100 is, kicking up your pace a lot higher than the developers expected you to, That's my take on it. I still think of this game as primarily a VN with some excellent and very unique gameplay. So, I mean, the gameplay is why I started playing it. I didn't actually realize it was a hentai game until a little ways in, but story for another time, unless it's one I've already gone over, in which case I will never know if I've covered it, because there are over 80 parts to this Let's Play, and I doubt I'm going to go back and watch them all. I don't like listening to myself. I'm usually dissatisfied with what I've created. I always see room for improvement. That's a good and a bad thing, but if you like something enough, you'll always see room for improvement, right? But this is, they're kind of finishing up here. They're talking about what's going on, a little bit of reminiscing from the beginning of the game, basically. And, beating the shit out of Kentaro, which I love, I feel bad for Edge. I don't feel bad for Kentaro. Mostly because he's immortal. Yeah. And he's best friends with arguably the most powerful entity in the Rance verse. So, well, one of them. I mean, Mickey would have to be. I mean, the Demon King is definitely one of the most important things. But yeah. Anyway, the scene continues here. Isn't it nice seeing the tea house? I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time, right? I mean, aside from that flashback with Syl, which that wasn't the real tea house. That was an imaginary tea house. This tea house is the real deal, okay? And it's nice coming back to it because originally at the beginning of the game, you only see it with Nobunaga. And after that, you only ever see it with Ko. I'll see you guys in the next part.